Okay, hey guys, this is Lilith every night. This is a random tarot reading. Well, not a random tarot reading. This is a tarot reading for somebody who requested this video on TRISHA Paytas. So for my other subscribers who don't watch my tarot readings or don't know who TRISHA Paytas is, you can watch my other videos or wait until I do the next one. So I'm trying to do a balance on doing music, art, and my tarot reading. So I'm probably going to be doing tarot readings more often because I do want to, grow with more people and whatnot. So this is for TRISHA Paytas and what's going on. And yeah, so I'm going to do number one, which she got over here. Number one is her current situation, the present moment. And let's just see what I can get intuitively right now, because it seems like there's like a balance right here, because it's like she got the Eight of Swords, and two cards came out for that one. She got the Eight of Swords, and she got the Queen of Cups, which is very interesting. So I think maybe she goes into a balance of this, maybe like this emotional yet she could, she's a very an emotional person, but it's like she ties herself up in a certain mentality. I don't know if she blinds herself in certain ways, and she has like frustrations and she's feeling bound and gagged. So that is probably what she's feeling in her current situation. But at the same time, I see somebody who is just feeling like a queen, who is just enjoying the things that, enjoying her blessings as well. Someone who is very, just well kept and just together when it comes to the things that she loves doing. It seems like she loves what she does. The things that she's doing right now, she has a love for it. So she really enjoys it. And I think like maybe right now, like she's just, I get a very like motherly energy. So I don't know if something's going on in her mind right now about her wanting to be a mother. And that could also be it too. She wants to have a family. And but she also enjoys the good life. She's enjoying the things that she already has, her blessings, and she's just sitting on her throne. She's just feeling almost like on top of the world, but she's also having like these mental battles and frustrations. And I don't know if she's being blinded or being tied, or but we all go through battles and all of that. So those are the cards that came out for her current situation. This just seems like a woman who's very emotionally intuitive and spiritual. So she probably has, she's really even though she's like materialistic, I feel like she likes to get in tune with her emotions. She likes the good life. She likes luxury. She likes beauty. But she also loves to be spiritually and divinely connected. And I think that is something about her. And I think there's a balance with her with that, because she's sitting on something solid and she's still on the earth. She's still on ground, but she's near water. And water is intuition, it's emotions, it's creativity. So maybe she's coming up with some new creative projects or something like that. That can also mean it. She, I see, like, to me this looks like a trophy. So I feel like she's also like very just happy, that she earned her rewards. But at the same time, she seems broken and blinded and tied and stuck. on something. Maybe her, her mind is her prison, and that is something that, whatever frustration she's going through, maybe with her being a mother, that can also be it. And maybe not just that, maybe arguments and, people talking and a lot of people around her, and she's just kind of like closed off on certain things mentally as well, and she's kind of like closing herself off on that. And I think she just, wants to focus on the things that she loves doing as well. That's what I'm getting. So let's see with her past, which is her challenges, which also came out, or let me see, number 2. Okay, we got the strength card in reversed. So this is her past. Her past represents, as you can see, like a woman right there. It's like strength. There's a woman right here that's, full of like light and love. Hopefully my stomach is not showing. Yeah. I have a hat on. Oh well. I'm looking kind of weird today. So yeah, here's a woman who is very like, she looks kind and sweet and full of light. But there's like a lion here, it's like she's taming her lion. She's taming that beast. And like maybe she's been like pushed around and underestimated. And because she's TRISHA Paytas, we always see her as like sweet and bubbly and kind, and also very confident as well. And I think because of that, she has been taking advantage. She's been taken advantage of because of her strength. She probably does not have like that kind of strength that that stereotypical strength that you see like on TV, but or whatever in society, but she may have a lot of inner strength. And I think that a lot of that had challenged her in the past, and a lot of people maybe took advantage of her and all of that. So it means also aggression and heart over head and insecurities. So she was probably thinking a lot. She's the type of person who probably thinks a lot with her heart and not her head. So she's very emotional, and she's very like, considered like mentally unstable, and to some people, and maybe like crazy and whatever. But I think her emotions are a good thing, because her emotions are part of her intuitive gifts. They say some emotional people, which also comes up the Queen of Cups. So this can also represent like, somebody that looks a little unstable right here, someone who needs to be tamed, and someone who needs to be restrained, and her mind is, maybe she was, I don't know, maybe people, or she was blinded to something, and that's probably why she probably gets a little crazy here and there. But, at the same time, like, just because she's emotional doesn't always necessarily mean that she's crazy. It's just that she just may have a lot of, her intuition is strong about certain things, there's a thing called the women's intuition. So maybe, because she has that title on her, oh, like she's been to mental hospitals, and that's what I'm getting with this place, like, kind of like someone who's probably like in a mental hospital or something like that. So I don't know if she's been going through that with something with her being in a mental home or something. I don't know, but that looks like somebody who is just like kind of out of mind, out of whack, and they're just kind of like in the straitjacket or something, and but at the same time, she's allowed to be emotional, because that's what women are about. Women are emotional creatures, women are intuitive creatures, and that's a gift as well. And I think when we say something is mental illness, it can go a little far-fetched, because of the fact that those are actually sometimes those are just gifts that get misconstrued, and we just don't really want to hear out the person. And that's where she was probably underestimated for what she was always wanting to talk about, maybe the person that she loved or whatever it may be, maybe standing up for herself, maybe just wanting to just be, showing her courage. And maybe she's the type of person that people underestimate, and they think like, whatever, fuck her. She's too soft. She's too kind. She's too bubbly, but then like, that is what makes her go crazy, because it's like when she's actually wanting to be serious, people are like, oh, whatever, fuck her. But then, that's why she gets into these mental battles with herself and these emotional battles, because when she actually wants to be taken seriously, which she deserves to, because she's very smart, she comes off as like, oh, I'm like kind of bubbly and childlike at times, and I'm just kind of like outgoing, and I'm fun going, and I'm lively. But at the same time, that's just, because of that, people underestimate her. And but she has a lot of inner strength that I think sometimes gets covered by something, like something may blind her from that part of herself as well. So it also means, when this card appears, you have a store of inner strength to draw on, and you work on a position of love, which could lead you from others, from underestimating your power. That's what I said. And you could be suffering from low self-esteem, aggressive behavior, and an inability to control your emotions. So that's what I was just saying. Maybe she had like a lot of insecurities with maybe relationships as well. And maybe that's why, she goes through breakups, because, sorry, my face is getting a little dark in here. So yeah, that's probably why some guys can't really understand her. Some of her friends can't understand her. And some people need to, keep that emotional distance from her. And sometimes she could be a little emotionally distanced too, because, she's an intense person. And, that's just her strength. That's just her emotions. And like I said, emotions can be an intuitive gift as well. And, sometimes you can't always just lock somebody up in a crazy house and say, okay, that's just the way it's going to be. Like, I'm not trying to judge, but that is probably how she thinks she may handle her situations, is like, okay, let me just kind of have somebody else fix my situation. But she's not really looking within and seeing her inner strength sometimes. And maybe that is what she was going through in the past. And maybe she goes back and forth a little bit with that still. Guidance in the future. So let's see what's going on with that. That's number 3. The 10 of Cups, and then we have the World, which is reverse. So for the future, I see, let's see. Because I see an imbalance here. So for the future, there may be some depression and stagnation and some emptiness at the same time. It can suggest that something is missing from your life, a feeling of disconnection and a lack of closure. So in the future, maybe as she gets older, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not, next month, but these 2 cards came out. The 10 of Cups and the World. And so what I get from that is that she's gonna have like those reminiscent thoughts of like, man, I want a family, I want a husband, I want children. And she feels like she has the world. Maybe people feel like she has the world in her life, in her hands, like people want to live her life because, number one, she's internet famous, she's an entrepreneur, she's all of it. She's all the things that she became. She became her dreams, And because of that, people may see that like, oh wow, she has the world, but in her head, she still wants that normal life. She still wants that family. And I feel that there is hope for her in many ways, that there will be good things coming from her, for her, and happiness, like maybe she will eventually get that family that she's always wanted. It might not be in the traditional sense, but it may, it may. But I feel that, the universe wants to give her that life as well. So, what else am I getting for? Sorry, it's just getting dark in here, and I don't really like the lighting right now. It's kind of annoying me, so. See, home, happy family, harmony, and my cat is all over the tarot cards, that's a magical meaning. Kitties like to be all over the tarot cards and everything. They like to put their kitty energy on there. That's what they're known for. But anyway, did I get the right cards? Yeah, okay, number 4 is I can never say this card right, but it's the Chariot. And I see somebody sitting on their throne, which number 4 is the outcome. Wait, no, focus. And the reason. Her focus right now is, someone who's sitting on their throne, someone who has like this boss-like energy, someone who is like royal-like energy, someone who's like the king, the queen of their fucking life. They got their ducks on the road. They got their journey, they got it together, and that is her focus, right there. And also victory. Her current focus is victory and ambition and willpower, just keeping it going, keep being victorious. And the situation that requires personal strength, and you will overcome an obstacle as long as she has faith, and as long as she has faith and doesn't give up and tries to take shortcuts. And she could be that type of person who doesn't give up. She doesn't try to take shortcuts or anything like that. So she's really just still focusing on building her platform and building more and more and more, and just being victorious at it, being a legacy at it. And that is just Trisha. She's always just keeping it going. She's a hard worker, and she just uses her gifts and her legacy and what she's known for. And I feel that she's just gonna, keep it going. But she knows that work is still work, and you can't just think like, well, if you want to keep it going and you want to keep being victorious and be this legacy, be this legend, you still gotta, show out. Oh my god, it's so dark. So anyway, sorry for the darkness. All right, let's pull out the last card. So we got the 3 of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so wow. The outcome and her potential. She could be right here. This is the 3 of Pentacles. It says overqualified, underskilled, and self-doubt. Maybe she can have moments where she can feel self-doubting on certain projects that she's doing. There's going to be people who are going to be trying to, maybe she has people around her who are going to try to talk her out on the things that she had built. And the thing is, it's not that she's not good at those things. It's not that she's not good at what she does. It's just, there's haters and all that. She's always going to, maybe she, there's going to be haters that are going to tell her, oh, no, this or no, that. And that's going to make her feel maybe she's just, like she's not good enough. That's just her insecurity. But if anything, it's just her self-doubt. And actually she's more than what these people tell her. And she's actually, like she has a lot of potential. She has a lot of skill. She has a lot, you know, enough. She has enough talent. And it's just, I think that's going to only be her only setback. One of her only setbacks is just the haters that just tell her, or other people too, maybe not just haters, but like people like, oh no, this may not be practical, don't do this, don't do that. But she's the type of person, I believe, that can follow her intuition. And somebody else, this person also asked me, I wish I could like show you guys the lighting a little bit more. Okay, hopefully this phone does not fall. This person asked me, how how does Sean feel for her? Honestly, in my opinion, I think Sean feels for her. I feel that he really likes her. I feel that he really does love her. But I will pull out another deck just to show what the cards say. And then I think that will be the last of it. So I'm just going to talk about Sean, and then we're just going to wrap it up. Alright, and yeah, so I was really feeling like, you know, she's probably the type of person, like I said, that feels like insecure. She's beautiful, but she has her moments where she's insecure, and she's probably also having like business contracts and deals with other people that are probably also talking her out of things, or maybe telling her, no, do this or do that. You know, so that may be the outcome, but I feel that, you know, she shouldn't run away and be blinding herself from her emotions and what is going on in her mind. That she should just use instead of like letting everybody else control her mind and say what they gotta say, or whatever arguments are around her, you know, she should just use her intuition for the things that she's building, the legacy that she already built. And just keep going from there. And I feel that that's what she's doing. But there's also some things that I feel that she's, you know, maybe she's just having some, I don't know, like arguments with certain people. I don't know. So maybe she's just shutting down with certain individuals, but she's enjoying her luxury. She's enjoying her gifts and the things, her hard-earned work and her luxury. Anyway, so I'm going to see what Sean feels for her. Hopefully I can get a good card. So I'm going to ask these cards to give me a good card for Sean and Trisha. Like, let's see what I can get from them. And then I think I'm going to just wrap it up after these decks. Oh, wow. Okay. I see with Sean and Trisha, it's like what it is that it's like there's something karmic here. I don't know if it's a karmic relationship. I don't know if it's a twin flame type of relationship, like a soulmate kind of relationship. But I feel that maybe there's like a third party here. I don't know. Like, there's 3 people here, you know? I know there's 3 girls, but it could be Sean, Trisha, and another person in the middle, you know, like a love triangle thing going on here. You know, maybe, you know, Sean or Trisha, one of them feels that, you know, damn, you know, like they feel like something, like maybe, wow, okay. So, Sean and Trisha, I feel like they're very attached to each other. One of them they're probably both. Like, they're both very attached to each other. So, it's like, one of them is probably like holding on too tight. And maybe that's how the relationship ended, you know? Maybe there was some karmic cycle going on in this relationship. And that is why the relationship ended bad, you know? Because there was a lot of attachment here, crying, and battles, and maybe even some negative karma. You know, maybe, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, karma has a way of sneaking its way around. Not because the relationship is necessarily always going to be bad for that one another. It's just, they have to learn lessons. This relationship was teaching them lessons, and they have to they had to situate their karma and their whatever was going on, there's whatever they didn't want revealed. They had to situate that in order to heal from that, to make the karma a little bit better. It had its moments where it probably was a little toxic at times, because they were like, it was one of those codependent relationships where it was like, oh my god, like, where are you? Or like they were always on each other. So yeah, that's what I get with that one. But it was like, maybe there was other people involved that were jealous, and they were like, oh no, like, we're gonna get in between this relationship and we're gonna get our revenge, and maybe that's just how the relationship went, because when you're in a relationship, people want to stick their nose in it too as well. So let me see what else I can get. This is that situation, that person, this lesson that you have yet to learn, and that you may spend a lifetime learning. It seems that you need another cosmic reminder of something that needs to be cleared and mastered. Letting go. So maybe this relationship, they had to let go of each other. They were too attached to each other. And there was some karma that they needed to clear in order for them to rekindle their love for each other. But there was a lot of emotions here. And I just see jealousy. I don't know why, but I'm just getting that. I just get like other people, like people just probably talking behind their backs and trying to get this revenge. I don't know if there was like jealous, exes or whatever, but I don't know. There was some karma that they had before they were together that, brought this toxicity, and that's why it had happened that way. They had, they had, some karma that they needed to deal with. But let me see, it could, like, because I think, like, you don't need to be in a karmic relationship in order to deal with karma. You can be in any kind of relationship. Relationships, karma comes in many mysterious ways. So, I mean, you can be in a twin flame, soulmate kind of relationship, and you can still deal with, like, a certain kind of karma, whether it's good karma or bad karma. So, what does Sean feel for her, though? Transform the way you see. So all I am seeing is, what does my intuition tell me? I see somebody in white light, somebody with purity. Someone who probably helped her transform the way and gave her, like, I see butterfly wings, so I'm going to show that. I see white, I see purity, I see love, I see like some sort of innocence, because like the color white, is very pure and protective. So if you want to transform the world, start by transforming the way you see it. Pay attention to positive, pleasing things. Do not be distracted by anything that makes you feel sad or hopeless. So maybe Sean was the type of person that helped her see certain things in a better light. He was the one that, also protected her, and he was always trying to keep her in a positive mood when she didn't want to be in a positive mood. He was the light of her life as well. And it says, you observe with your heart and your eyes and grow in wisdom as you witness the world according to the way that you see it, and know that wisdom evolves and is not static or fixed. It is timed to not only look outside as the world, but also to look into yourself and comprehend the role you play in the events and taking the shapes around you. Let what you observe and transform. Okay, the girl of It says it also means people are watching you and notice your courage, good deeds, and personal transformation. I do see like purity. I see love. Like it was like a. I think with them, like there was just like a childlike innocence with these two people. You know, this was some sort of spiritual connection that they had as well. Um, you know, maybe there was something that they had to learn from each other. This was one of those relationships where they had to learn something from each other. You know, there was a lot of emotions, there was a lot of crying, jealousy probably too, you know, possessiveness possibly. Um, and I think because of that, they needed to let go and handle their karma on their own for a while. But I see it spinning the wheel round and round, and there's a tie, like a cord. Um, Maybe they had to cut the cord. I don't know. Or maybe somebody who was jealous wanted them to cut the cord. You know, jealousy from other people. That's probably what happened with their breakup. Was that there was people involved, and they just, you know, were coming up with maybe ideas and trying to think of what can we do to, you know, spin this wheel, but yet spin it our way, you know? And that's what happens when you're in relationships, especially in relationships that there's number 8, like, okay, 17, and then there's 26, and then that's number 8. So number 8 is a powerful number. So this was a powerful relationship, you know? This was a strong relationship. This was a strong karmic, soulful relationship. So there was a tie between them, a soul tie. But with Sean, he was able to help her. He was probably the type of guy that when she was always crying and all that, he was the one to wipe her tears away, you know? And he was the one he was able to make her see the world in a better light, in a more beautiful, much more. He was able to be there in some of her transformations. This was a pure white protecting kind of love, like a child, like that inner child kind of love. But at the same time, they were still adults. But yeah, I see that he was just he was able to show her the beauty of the world when she was very negative and down. He was the one to give her some sort of